Possibly the biggest movie star of all time, Tom Cruise is back as Ethan Hunt in the fourth edition of the high-grossing and hugely popular Mission Impossible series, a movie that follows Hunt and his team as they travel across the world from Moscow to Dubai to Mumbai to try to prevent nuclear war with Russia and they try to find a man by the name of Cobalt who thinks a nuclear war will establish the weak from the strong. I don't know about you, but this movie sounds pretty boring. So Tom Cruise is back in Mission Impossible, and it's basically about he has to team up with Jeremy Renner, who was from The Hurt Locker, and he's a two-time Oscar-nominated actor. He was also in The Town too. Paul Patton from Precious, and also my favorite of the bunch, Simon Pegg from Shaun of the Dead. So the movie's basically about this guy with the nickname of Cobalt, who wants to start a nuclear war and to establish the weak from the strong. And he's kind of a messed up guy too. But yeah, that's basically his motive. And well, of course, Hunt and his team have to stop him from doing this. And they kind of go on this whole journey across the world to try to prevent him. So let's talk about the actors first. The actors they're pretty much all very good in their roles. I especially like Simon Pegg, as I briefly mentioned. When I heard that he was cast in this movie, I thought it was kind of a strange casting, but still, like, as when I saw him in the role, I really liked him, and I guess he was my favorite character in the movie. Also, as I said, Jeremy Renner's in this, and the thing I said about Jeremy Renner is that he's going to be in a lot of huge budget movies, like The Avengers, and he's going to, like, almost in a way reboot the Bourne series, and I wasn't sure if being in so many big budget movies would be the best thing for his career, but if the other movies he's in are like this one, then he has nothing to worry about, because this one, I love this Mission Impossible. And though I haven't seen all of the Mission Impossible movies, out of the ones I have seen, this one is my favorite. Now, going into this movie, I heard it got a lot of good reviews, but I wasn't sure if it would be better than the predecessor, the Mission Impossible 3, directed by J.J. Abrams. And I forgot to mention that Brad Bird also directs this movie, who I'm sure you know a lot about. He directed Ratatouille and The Incredibles. And I was wondering if he could top J.J. Abrams' directing for the previous movie. And I really like the third movie. It's really fast-paced, and it was just a fun movie. Comparing Mission Impossible 3 to the fourth one is like comparing like Donnie Brasco to The Godfather. They're both great gangster movies, but obviously one is better than the other one. And Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol is a lot better than the third one. Brad Bird does a great job of directing it. He really proves that he could have a career in live-action movies, which I would love to see. And also another person, he's from Pixar. Another person from Pixar, I think Andrew Stanton, he's gonna be directing this pretty big budget movie called John Carter, and I'm curious to see how he does converting to live action. But Brad Bird did a great job, and I'd love to see more live action from him. And this movie has just great cinematography, and it's shot really well. I'm sure you've heard of the scene in Dubai where Tom Cruise is hanging from the building, and he has to kind of climb up it and stuff. Like I saw the movie in IMAX, and there's just like a couple shots in that scene where it felt like you were climbing that building with him, like you were on top of that building. And that's what, it was just so cool to see it in IMAX. Also, I recommend seeing it in IMAX because it adds a lot to the movie. It really does. Out of the IMAX movies I've seen, which haven't been that many, this one has the best out of the couple I've seen. Also, there's this great sandstorm scene too, which I guess you'll see when they're in Dubai. A lot happens in Dubai, just telling you. And yes, the action in the movie is really over the top, but it's never like brainless. It's not like Fast Five. I mean, another great movie, in my opinion. I liked it a lot, but it's not brainless. It requires you to think, and that's the same thing with other Mission Impossible movies. At some points, they even get a little bit confusing, which is kind of good to see in action movies. But so yeah, the action's a little bit over the top, but that's fine because that's what an action movie should be. It wouldn't be called an action movie if it didn't have action in it. So yeah, over-the-top action and a pretty solid storyline could both coexist in an action movie. Who knew? I guess I had like two problems with this movie. And they were just kind of, I mean, they were kind of small and they aren't really like super worth mentioning. But the one problem I had was just with the script. I mean, it wasn't a bad script by any means. It wasn't bad, but it still could have been improved. I felt like some of the lines were cheesy and stuff like that, which is fine. That's what you're going to get sometimes in action movies. But still, having like an okay script in the movie wasn't really a big problem. And also, just a second complaint, not like it's just a little small thing too. I didn't like, I think Tom Cruise, I mean, he's a great actor and everything. I would have just liked to see a little more like almost emotion from his performance. I mean, he gives a pretty good job, but I would have liked to see even more from him. So yeah, but beside that, it's just a really great movie that I definitely recommend you seeing if you haven't seen it yet. Also, I recommend it seeing in IMAX. And yeah, you'll definitely have a really fun time with this movie. So yeah, I'm gonna give the movie a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it and definitely recommend it. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, like it, and leave a comment below saying which Mission Impossible movie is your favorite, or even saying if you like this one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.